Hello, everyone. Hi, Facebook. Hello, Instagram. Looking forward to doing our reads tonight. I might just shuffle my cards whilst I wait for some people to jump on. Hi, Tazi. Good to see you. So I'm just waiting for a few people to jump on before I start doing some reads. Hi, Vivian. Good to see you. I missed last week. I was busy living, doing all the things. Oh, Kim, hello. Good to see you. It's nice to see everyone. Hi, Jazz. Good to see you. I'm getting some glasses next week, everyone, so I'll be able to read things properly. Finally got some glasses. Well, I had glasses before. I just didn't like them. Wasn't happy with them. So I just never wore them because I just felt like they made me look like an old lady. I was trying to avoid like the fad, which was, the clear frames, trying to avoid what everybody else was wearing, and ended up looking like an old lady with them on. So I never wore them, which is not good because I've got a stigma in one of my eyes. So when I get tired, it can just go like in the opposite direction. It can look really weird, especially when I've been spending too much time on the computer. Anyway, so my glasses are coming, thank goodness for that too. And they're really nice. I'm happy with them, so that's good. Won't be embarrassed wearing them. You feel the same, Jazz, about the glasses. Yeah, it's a real issue, hey, for me anyway. Hi, Caroline. Good to see you. Micah, hello. Oh, cards just fallen out. What was that? Oh, Aries, the god of war, the god of sex. That's what he's about. Mars, that's not all of what he's about, but that's some. Oh gosh, cards are flying out everywhere. I'm getting a bit excited. See my hair sticking up at the back there. Oh, so whilst everybody jumps on, good to see everyone. Hello, Carla. Will you ever find love again? Good question. It's a question I keep asking myself too. I'm a bit cynical. I may be the wrong person. No, I'm joking. I'll have a look. I'll have a look later. I was going to say maybe the wrong person to ask. I'm joking. If you're feeling generous, a share would be amazing. So if you're feeling like you want to help me out a bit, it would be lovely to get a share. And if you're on Instagram, what would be helpful would be if you tag someone that you think would benefit from having a reading with me. So, all right. Well, some good news. I've got some really exciting news. I partnered up with Dr. Lisa Winters. She's a vet. And Lisa and I have known each other for about 5 years. And she did some training and mentoring with me. And during that time, she did my tarot therapy training. And we discovered along this training that she could actually do something similar with pets. So Lisa has created, it's a standalone of its own training, which is called Pet Tarot. So usually when people sign up to do tarot with me, they can't decide whether they want to do pet tarot, whether they want to do human tarot. And so Lisa and I decided to partner up, and we are now offering a self-paced study package where you get an introduction to tarot practitioner training, which is high-end training. It's brilliant. It's a fantastic package. You get to keep it for life. I go through all the cards, the psychology of the cards, as well as there's a channeling component, as well as a soul work component, which is a business coaching package. And also, Lisa has now combined Pet Tarot in this package. So there's a Pet Tarot component as well, which is a full 12-week course packaged up, videos, PDFs. So you get both. And what that means is that because it's a self-study, you can do it at your own pace. And not only that, it's not drip fed. So it means that you can binge it. You can do the whole lot in one weekend. Now, if you're anything like me, When I did my last tarot course, before I started teaching, I downloaded one to see how they ran the course. And gosh, I loved it so much. I couldn't stop watching it. And then I didn't realize, I thought I purchased it. I didn't. I got it as a bloody rental. It was a rental. So I paid for it twice. You get our course for a lifetime. It's yours forever. And of course, you're going to get every upgrade that Dr. Lisa does. You'll get every upgrade that I do. Now, how incredible to have a vet as a mentor for your animal communication. So she's opened up a Facebook group for us for those of you who have bought the combined package of practitioner training as well as the pet tarot training. So let me put a link in the comments section so you can see it here. So Lisa's package itself, just for the pet tarot practitioner training, is worth $697. My one is worth $555, but we've combined it, and so now the cost is $777 for both of them. There is an easy pay option. Can't remember exactly how much it is. I just left it in Lisa's hands to sort out. I think it's about $250 a month, I think, or maybe it's $297. I can't remember, for the easy pay option for 3 payments. So it's still really good value. Hey, I would encourage you, if you've been wanting to do some training with me but felt like the 9-month course was too much, this is definitely your next best option. And you will love it. Everybody who has done my self-paced tarot self-study have loved it. I've not had a complaint from one person. Everybody that's come back has said, I just love the way you teach it. You make it so easy. You're so straight down the line. And of course, I incorporate the tarot psychology in it as well. So, yes. Okay. So that's there. So for those of you on Instagram, I will put it up in the bio. I haven't done that yet. I'll do that tonight. Otherwise, you can, if you want it, message me. I should add this. It's only open for a week. So this Friday, it disappears. You've only got until the end of the week to purchase it. Lisa and I decided that we would only offer it as a one-off, and just a one-off thing. We might do it again next year. I don't know. We'll see. But it's definitely a one-off package. You won't get it again. Not like this. So jump in, hey. I think you'll love it. I think you'll really enjoy it. Are you on the wrong? Oh, no. So what happens, Nigel, is that on my personal page, it doesn't allow the links. It should be on the top. If you go onto my business page, you'll have access to the link there. I'll put the link in here so you can see it. You won't be able to see it on my personal page. You'll have to go onto my business page or onto Spirit Events Directories, Nigel, and grab it from there. Have a look on there. So that link will tell you everything about it. It'll be amazing. So, okay. Well, I'm going to, first thing first. So before I do the reads tonight, I'm going to do the energy report. Your spirit team, my spirit team, your higher self, my higher self, all working in sacred collaboration together. And I've put my hand up to do the reads for us because I happen to love it. I enjoy it. So I'm going to pick 3 cards, and then I'm going to riff. I'm going to riff on the cards. I don't know what the cards are yet. I'm just going to pick spontaneously, and that'll be the energy report for this week. If anything resonates for you, take it. It's because it's meant for you. Otherwise, it wouldn't resonate. Okay? So it's yours. It's a message for you. After I've done the energy report, then I will do some readings there. And so I do like questions. You can just put yes, please, or yes in the comments section. Otherwise, I do like questions. Okay, so let's get on with the energy report. Because I'm keen. I like the energy report because it's me too. It's a reading for me as well. And I enjoy it for that reason. Yes, so let's pick some cards. I'm always secretly hoping for love cards. I'm not going to lie. I was secretly hoping them for tonight. I can't see. I don't know what I've picked. Lately, I never get them. I never get the love cards. They just don't come out, but we're all hoping. We're all hoping. Well, I'm hoping. Anyway, we'll see what the first, I don't know what the cards are. Hey, I've got no idea. They're face down. So let's see what the first card is for tonight. Oh, Christ. Okay, so we've got the King of Swords for our first card tonight. Well, let's talk about what the swords are. So the swords represent the air element, and they represent change and transformation. And the swords are what we might call the truth seekers, and they want to remove distortions so that we can clear our karma and we can attend to our situation to resolve anything that needs our loving attention. And it's to do with transformation and change and growth, to evolve your experience, to evolve your karma. So, and we can see here that we've got a guy here. This is a male energy or a masculine energy. So the court cards can sometimes represent the people in our life. So it could be somebody in your life, or it could be the qualities of this energy of this guy is emerging within you. So in this card, he is in the sign of Libra. You can see the scales there. Yeah. So he's in the Mythic Tarot, he's known as a strategist, and he's very diplomatic. This is somebody who is very diplomatic, that is like a bit of a chess player. And a skilled chess player, meaning that they can plan their moves like 10 moves ahead. This is somebody who's incredibly bright, somebody who's very intellectual, someone who has the capacity to lead and can also be manipulative. Sometimes when this card comes up, it can be a signal that you might be maybe the truth, maybe you're not seeing the truth, or you're not being given the truth, and you might be being manipulated into a situation that you don't want to be in. When this card comes up, we are called to become strategists for our own future. It is very much about planning ahead, getting some goals put in place, becoming more, getting the heart out of the way, and thinking strategically about the plans that you want for the next year ahead. So he's not in for the short-term planning. This guy is in for the long-term planning. For some of you, it might be that you start studying and you start developing your intellect, or you start some academic study, or some study that's more formal, less creative, more formal, something that is knowledge-based. Learning. And for some of you, this will represent somebody who potentially may not be deliberately trying to be deceptive, but maybe unconsciously, based on the fact that they don't like conflict, because Librans do not like conflict. Inherently, they are peacekeepers. And in my experience, and from what I've learned, that sometimes Librans will avoid the truth to avoid the conflict that may occur when the truth comes out. So they may distort reality, or maybe don't take any sides, sit on, just kind of be really diplomatic and see both sides of the story, and it can be very, very infuriating. So this is somebody who is probably not telling you the full truth, if this relates to somebody in your life, a masculine energy, of somebody who tends to be very much in their head, very analytical. Okay, so the first card tonight represents a masculine energy that's influencing our reality. And yes, it can be about you and I, for example, me as well, evolving our experience in the context of planning ahead. We've got to strategize about our future. Okay, the next card. Honestly, everyone, what is this business with more swords? Now, the swords aren't all bad, right? But I was hoping for some love cards. What is this bullshit? Anyway, we've got these. I'll have to just stay centered. My nervous system's reacting to it. I don't like it. Anyway, coming back to this card, we've got the Nine of Swords. So, okay, so this card represents, it represents the anxiety of the future, or catastrophizing, when we are creating stories about the future that are actually a fiction of the mind. Sometimes this card will come up when we are focused on what we don't want and we're taking action based on what we don't want, which creates a self-fulfilling prophecy, which creates the very thing that you're trying to avoid. Sometimes this card will come up when we're not compartmentalizing the past and experiencing the past, and we're unable to compartmentalize. And so we're being called to put it in its place, to put it where it belongs, because it is not your future. So when this card comes up, the future is actually rosy. It actually looks really, it's really positive, but it is the fears that are preventing us from seeing life in a much more optimistic, life-giving way. So sometimes we're reminded with this card that if we can just try and focus on what we want and take aligned action on that, it's likely that you're going to create that future sooner than later. The more you focus on what you don't want and take action on that, the longer it's going to take to get what you want. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you. So this is the card of anxiety. And for some of you, it really could be that you need to slow down. You actually need to slow down and take some rest and have some, have some time to yourself. And yeah, literally to be in a state of relaxation. Because actually relaxation is our natural state. We've just forgotten how to relax because we live in this society where we're constantly being pushed to our edge. We're constantly striving and trying to make money and pay the bills and living under this constant drive, being pushed into this abnormal style of living. It's not normal to be under the amount of stress that we're under. And we're sitting in we're wandering around in this peak state where adrenaline is rushing through our bodies. And when we're not feeling like that, we think something is wrong. So we're reminded with this card that feeling state of being over, hyper vigilant, or that sense of being, that hyper arousal is not a normal state. You've conditioned yourself, that to be thinking that that's normal because you're so used to living under that level of stress. And that is the majority of society. We're all, under some kind of control from the governments, trying to make all the monies, paying the bills, the mortgages. We're trapped. It's this constant cycle, the rat race. So the message with this card is that we have to somehow learn to slow down and to relax and to not let the anxieties take over, and for those anxieties to contribute to the decisions that we're making for our lives. Don't be run by an activated, don't make decisions by an activated nervous system. The decisions will be out of alignment for who you are. If we try and make decisions when we're in a relaxed state, we're going to be far more aligned to what we're really meant to be doing and choosing. Okay, so next card. Sorry, there's no love. I have to be real. I'm giving you like real in some of these cards. All right, next card. What have we got? Oh, honestly, what is this? All right, so the next card. Well, look, I'm sorry, Emma. This card doesn't really fit for what you want. Emma said, will he come back and does he miss me? Really struggling. Well, this is the card of letting go. This is the card of surrendering, handing it over. This is just a pretty dark reading this week, but I'll summarize it in a minute. I'll make more sense of it in a minute. So really, this card is about it's about it's about letting go of relationships that are no longer working for you, or letting go of trying to control someone to be something for you. This card is very much about handing it over to spirit, handing it over to God, letting things just let things be. Stop trying to control, manipulate, change. This card really is about handing it over, letting go, and accepting where you are right now. There's a kind of a giving up with this. There's a giving up, and it is, yes, there is a hopelessness. Some of you might be feeling quite down and sad about this, but we're being called to just trust, because I know what comes after this card. And if you understand how to read tarot, really you've got to understand the journey of the mythic, of the minor, of the cards and the cups. If you understand the journey of the cups, then you'll know that in terms of prediction, the next card that comes next is your wish come true. But if you want that wish to come true, you have to let go. You have to hand it over and let go and wait. You're just going to have to be patient and wait for that love to come back. So yeah, this card is definitely, there's a sad note to it. So this is Psyche, and she's moving into the underworld. She's given up. She's been trying her hardest to get Eros back, the love of her life. And she knows that it's an impossible task now, that it's out of her hands. And she's now, the last task that she was given by Aphrodite, who forced her to do these tasks, saying that you'll never see him again unless you do these tasks. She's now being forced to go into the underworld, and anybody who enters into the underworld, into the world of death, Hades realm, is unlikely to return. So she loves Eros so much that she's willing to go into the underworld. She's willing to let him go, basically. She's willing to just let it go, and what will be will be. And if he's meant to come back, he will come back to her. And yeah, this is, Emma, this might be confirmation for you that you've just got to let him go. And if he's meant for you, he will find his way back for you, because he'll be thinking about you and he can't help it. He will want to be in contact with you. He'll make contact with you. So yes, that Joe's just said, yes, I've just started that process of letting go. It's not a fun card. I'm going to be honest with you. This card, there's a real sadness. There's a real grief and a feeling of just, it's a bit hopeless. There's a hopelessness to it. But my promise, I just want you to have faith, for those of you who are really resonating with this card, that I know what comes next, and that is the second marriage. That is the second marriage of Eros and Psyche, where they come together as equals now. They come together as two mature people that have been through so much, and they finally have come together, and they can see each other now for the truth of who they are. There's this beautiful authenticity that is met now, but it doesn't come. You've got to let go first. You've got to let go first. So let's do a summary of the first two shit cards, shall we? These first two cards. So the first card was the King of Swords. So look, for some of you, this will be somebody who probably doesn't have your best interests at heart. So just look after yourself and know that sometimes people want to avoid conflict. So in avoiding conflict, they won't always tell you the truth. So this might be somebody who is saying things behind your back and you don't even know. My message to you is that you've got to think strategically too. You've got to think about your future and think about what you want. Be somewhat selfish. And perhaps it is about being diplomatic with people around you, smiling and saying yes and yes, of course, but actually you've got other plans in place. Ultimately, this guy wants to come home to his wife, but to do that, he has to just throw his own shipmates over the side. Like, he doesn't care. He loves his wife so much that he's prepared to get rid of people. So he's a bit callous, he doesn't have a lot of empathy, this guy. This card can also be about study. So it could be about your developing your intellectual capacity. For some of you, it will be about definitely about study, about perhaps it might even be about your business, you know, putting things in place for your business and making sure that you are planning more long term, and you know, it doesn't always help if you're anything like me with business. I'm a shoot from the hip girl. Look, you know, if I want to make $1 million, that's definitely not going to work shooting from the hip. You know, you've got to be a bit more strategic, plan ahead, have some goals, have some money goals, and look at how you're going to make that money. If you want to make a certain amount of money in the year, then you need to calculate how much you need to make each month, and then you're going to have to work out what kind of courses or programs or services or what are you going to sell to make that money, etc., etc., etc. So you've got to use your brains. This is the card of stop thinking the worst outcome about the future. Just stop it. Just put simply, just stop it. Okay, you will have what you want. We know what comes after this card. You will have what you want. You've got to stop catastrophizing and open your mind and your heart to the possibility that you can have what you want and take aligned action on that. The next card that we've got here is let go. Just let go of trying to control another, trying to get someone to come back. Stop trying to force things. Just let things be. Just let things be. Focus on the future that you want, not the future that you're afraid of, and just take aligned action on that. Stop trying to control anybody to be a part of it. It'll happen when it's meant to happen. So that's a shit reading. I'm so sorry, everyone. There's no romance in that. I'm so sorry, but that's the truth. That's what we got. You get what you get and you don't get upset. That was tonight's reading. I wanted something better, but this is what we got. So I've just got to trust that, hey? Just got to trust that. All right. So let me do some reads for everyone. Okay. Let me read for Micah said, I didn't think it was shit. No, well, it just wasn't all the life-giving cards, was it? It was all the Debbie Downers. The Debbie Downers of the tarot. All those ones. Yeah. What can you do? Nothing. You get what you get. Over it. All right. So I've got to pick someone, hey? Oh, there's 7 people on Instagram. Hello. I didn't see you arriving. Oh, one's gone. As soon as I said someone disappeared. They weren't happy about my intolerance for the cards. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. I'm going to start with Facebook and then I'll come over to Instagram. So I'm going to hear, what's this? Sorry, Nigel. I wanted to hear what we were going to get in the law, get married. Me too, Nigel. I was the same too. I wanted something like that as well. Let's read for Bianca. Hi, Bianca. Lovely to meet you. And let's read for Bianca. And then I'll read for Joey on Instagram after Bianca. I am positive, everyone. Don't think I'm a downer. I've just had to read the cards as they were, hey? No point telling stories that aren't there. I'm known as the no BS reader for a reason. Yeah. Okay, let's read for Bianca. Oh, Bianca. Okay, so this tells me that there is... Okay, so this tells me that I just thought there's got to be somebody who is very exciting around you right now, that is inspiring you, that is inviting you to think bigger, to plan for the future, to plan, perhaps maybe not plan for the future as such, but to think bigger, this is somebody who's very inspiring, this is somebody who's very passionate, this is somebody who is very invigorating. He's in the sign of Aries. He's a very exciting sign. Aries tend to be, they're a cardinal sign, so they're initiators. They're good at getting projects off the ground, making things happen, really spontaneous, very passionate, ardent lovers. This is someone who's probably an ardent lover, somebody who's probably perhaps very sexual. And yeah, we can see here that he looks quite young. Yeah, he's the youngest of the zodiac. So he does represents somebody in your life for sure. And he does definitely represent those qualities emerging in you. You're being called to be more ambitious, Bianca. Whatever it is that you're thinking about in terms of the future, in terms of creating around your career and around the kind of life that you want. Oh, am I still here? That looked like it just popped off. Am I still here? Still online? Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is your nudge to think bigger. Think bigger than what you are. Be selfish. Be ambitious and selfish. Women aren't very good at being selfish. Be ambitious and selfish. Some guy left a post on. I'll talk about that later. Hold on, I'll come back to that. But yeah, just this is about your ambitions. This tells me that there's something in the pot cooking. You've got this creative idea and it's sitting there and it needs to be, you know, put some more fire underneath it. Get it cooking, because it's going to offer you something really, really special. And yeah, this is your nudge, this is your yes. Go ahead and do that. So yeah, I was on Facebook bloody Facebook. Hey, anyway, I was on Facebook today, and some guy, don't know his name, can't remember his name, didn't even know we're all friends. But anyway, he leaves this post on there about, it says something along the lines of trigger warning. And then he says that independent boss babes, independent women, strong women, and something else is an absolute turn off for any guy, and that you basically no guy's going to be into you. They're going to be turned off by you. What do you think about that, everyone? I want to know your views. What are your thoughts on that? And I'll tell you what I said to him. What are your thoughts on that? How do you feel about that? So I didn't like it. I'm going to tell you right, I didn't like it. And it did feel like he was trying to be, my instincts were that he was not really fully embodying this sacred masculinity that he was talking about, that it was just words. He was trying to be, he thought he knew what he was talking about. But yeah, he's a fucking smart ass, exactly. So then I said that, you know, perhaps, in short, I said that perhaps he needs to renegotiate his own masculinity, because putting women back in the kitchen isn't going to make him more powerful. And that perhaps he needs to renegotiate what masculinity means to him, so he doesn't go flaccid around powerful women. It's just Stephen North. It's nice to see you. It was horrible. It was just horrible. I don't think he realised, or maybe he did. I feel that his comment was based on the current spiritual dogma that's floating through social media right now, and it's unfortunate, because bloody feminism, I mean, feminism has been amazing for women, and it hasn't, you know, for many reasons. And I mean, we definitely don't want to go back in the kitchen. I mean, we can vote now, we can drive cars, we can go to work. I mean, there was a time where women couldn't even work. We weren't allowed to work. And this is not that long ago. We're talking only sort of, 80 years ago, 100 years ago. It's frightening, right? So we couldn't even earn our own money. And, people talk about, women, marriages lasted a long time. Well, because women they were stuck. They were stuck. They were economically stuck. They had to stay in these marriages that they didn't want to be with, otherwise they wouldn't survive. Anyway, so I forgot what I was going to say. I forgot where I was going. I thought I was going to say something really intelligent there, but I've forgotten. It's gone. What was I talking about? Got stuck on that. So my theory is, here's what I think. I think men have had a hard. Men should have been included in the conversation in feminism. Men should have been included, not excluded. And I think that should have been an inclusion. And because of that, I feel, this is my theory, it's made up, right? But all theories are made up. My feeling is that honestly, all this is happening because men are trying to find out who they are in a modern world as well. Things have changed. Things are changing. And trying to find their power again. What does a healthy masculine look like? What is that? They're healing. Men are healing, wanting to heal too. But putting us back in the kitchen may not be the way. I don't feel it is. Not for me anyway. I fucking hate cooking. I don't want to cook, okay? And I want someone to make me a cup of tea. I don't want to be making him cups of tea. It's not fair. I want a cup of tea. So there you go. That's it. No, it's been a bit of a shame, Nigel, and I think it is a missing piece, and it's really, there is sadness around that for sure. And there's not just one masculinity, hey? They're just like femininity. There isn't just one range of how you can be woman, or how you can be masculine, or how you can be man, or how you can be, there's 52 genders now. That confuses me, but yeah, anyway. Are you with me, Joe? Are you? Anyway, I better start reading. So I was going to read for Joe next. Anyway, I didn't go back. So he responded to my comment. I didn't go back. I often do that. I won't go back and have a look because I don't want to get caught up in, I don't want to be arguing on Facebook, but sometimes I feel like I just need to leave a little bomb and just let them all get triggered by it. And they can say whatever they want about me, but I'm not there to read it. So I don't care. I've said what I've said. I said what I said, and I'm out. Yeah. All right. So I'm reading for Joe now on Facebook, on Instagram, and then I shall read for Vivian after. Okay. So I'll read for Joe. Joe would like a reading. I can't remember Joe's question, but I'll just pick some cards for Joe. Oh, Joe. Okay, Joe, the first card I picked for you was, we can see this was in our energy report. So you've got a double whammy of this, hey? To start feeling and seeing and producing and creating and manifesting the kind of future that you want, you also got the Ace of Wands. So when I see these two cards, these are the two cards that Joe got. When I see these two cards, you're being called to focus on the future that you want, not the future that you don't want. It's time for you to start creating your dream board, however you might do that. Maybe you do that on Pinterest. I'm not a big fan of Pinterest and creating dream boards on Pinterest because it just gets lost in there. I would be more likely to journal and to cut pictures out or whatever it is. Start imagining what it is that you want and stretch it, right? Stretch it outside of your comfort zone. So it's not just I read tarot, it's I run psychic development groups, right? So you're stretching it outside of your comfort zone. You're seeing a bigger picture, a much bigger picture. And it could be around the house move too, because I know you talk about that. This card suggests that you've got a fear of the future things falling apart. This is, I'm not surprised, and I think obviously this is based on traumatic events that have occurred in your life, and you don't want to be making decisions based on that. There's got to be some more healing. You're not going to like this, but I'm just going to say there needs to be some more healing work around this. Soon, Joe, I'll be running, just a heads up for my piece. I haven't done it yet, it's coming. I'll be running a women's circle, just a women's circle based on all the goddess archetypes and embodiment work of those archetypes, and we'll get to work through some of that for you if you want to join us. Joe. But that's coming. Yeah. Did I make my earrings? No, I bought them from Lavista or somewhere like that. Thank you for asking. Yeah, so that's your message, Joe. There's still some healing work around that. All right, and then I'll read for Nat on Nat Hingston on Instagram after I have read for Vivian on Facebook. Crystal, hang around. I'll read for you after I've read for Vivian. Okay. Vivian. Oh, interesting. So, okay, the first card that we've got for you, Vivian, is that, yes, look, this is somebody who's either in your life now or who will be in your life in the very near future. Okay, so he is in the sign of Virgo. It doesn't mean that he's Virgo, but he has these qualities. This is somebody that is practical in nature. This is somebody who is maybe a bit pragmatic. This is somebody who is reliable, someone who is probably likes gardening or likes being out in nature or likes camping, wants to be out, you know, in the outdoors. This is somebody who, yes, correct, Nat. And this is somebody who is likely to be, you know, someone who brings this very beautiful healing quality to the relationship. This is somebody who's super reliable. So either the person is here already or they're coming in very soon. And it does suggest a very passionate relationship, Vivian, that has the potential for passion. If the passion is missing, it's coming back. It's on its way back. And this is in the sign of, well, this card's the Chariot, and the Chariot is traditionally in the Mythic Tarot, not normal tarot, whatever, Rider-Waite Tarot. In the Mythic Tarot, this is Ares, the god of war, who in the mythology is the ruler of Mars, and Mars is the planet of passion and ambition. Don't give up. This card suggests that the ride isn't over yet, that you're here to have more experiences. Do not give up. This isn't your time to give up. And yeah, this is like when this card comes up, there is a real tantric feel to it, that being that life is to be fully experienced, you know, with its highs and lows and sensation and all of the things, the full experience of life, of being human. And the passion that drives this is sexual power. And so it does suggest to me that this relationship has that potential to be very potent, sexually potent. Exciting. There you go. That's your message. Either here now or will be in the very near future. Okay, so I will read for Crystal, and then but I'm going to read for Nat here. Nat, do you have any questions, or am I just pulling a card for you? Can you let me know? Okay, on love. Nat's asking on love. Okay, let's see what comes up. Thanks for stopping by, Nat. Okay, love for Nat. What's there? What's there for us, Whisper? Oh, all these court cards tonight. Hey, and more court cards. We've got some more court cards tonight. That's exciting. I love court cards. They're good. Anyway, okay, so now your first message is that I get the sense that you probably feel there's a lot of competition around you, or perhaps you're feeling somewhat insecure around with the people around you. I don't think it's uncommon. I mean, women we're under a lot of pressure, just socially, societal pressure to look a certain way, to dress a certain way, to behave a certain way that fits in with patriarchal system. One of my groups the other week, and one of the girls called it the jerk system. I think she called it the patriarchy, the jerk system, the matrix. Anyway, yeah. So this tells me that you're under a bit of stress around this, and that the message with this card is to really focus, to stay in your own lane. Try not to focus on what anybody's doing. Hey, there's this new. I'll just say this. There's this new movie on Netflix at the moment. Can't remember the name of it, but it's about a girl who, I'm going to watch it because I think it's really, all of us women should watch it, right? That's why I'm saying it. So it's about this girl who falls down, and she I think she gets and she knocks her head or something like that. She gets her hair ripped out, and prior to her falling down, she has really poor self-image. She just thinks she's gross. Anyway, so then she goes and she falls, and she all of a sudden she has this mind flip. So what she sees in the mirror is this hot girl, but actually she still looks exactly the same. She starts to carry herself differently, which then creates all these opportunities for her. So we should all watch it, everyone. Just saying, all the women, all the ladies, all the single ladies, we should watch that. Anyway, nonetheless, so the reason why I bring that up is just that you've got to stop comparing yourself to what everybody else is doing. You've got to stop. It's not helping you. It's not helping you. It's hindering you. In fact, it's keeping your energy low. So it really is time for you to step into, just kind of rise above the competition, just stay in your own lane. Oh, did you just see it? Alex said she just saw it. Was it funny? Did you enjoy it? I want to watch it. Someone's just said she saw it on Instagram. I want to watch it. I want to see it. Oh God, there's so many messages here I didn't see. Yeah. So the other card that I got for you is the King of Pentacles. Now, either this person is in now or they're on their way. This is an older person. This is someone who's older than you, or perhaps has a lot of wisdom, so they appear older than you. So yes, Alex, do you know the name? We all need to know the name of that movie. It's on Netflix. It's a new one, #1, I think, at the moment, Joe. Anyway, so this guy, he's in the sign of Capricorn. This is somebody who's likely to be pretty well off. That might be a CEO of some sort, or run their own business, or works really hard. And yeah, this is a masculine energy that's moving into your field. And yeah, this is somebody who's either here now and that's older than you, or wise. You know, you've got to not, don't worry about what other people are doing. Just focus on being your best self. Focus on being the best version of you. And yeah, this is a guy coming in, and as I said, this is somebody who's older or wiser. And yeah, and I Feel Pretty is the movie. That's what it's called. I Feel Pretty, everyone. I'm going to watch it tonight. Yeah, so that's your message, Nat. Oh, okay. So he was. Is this somebody who's in life? Yeah, it doesn't, just because I said Capricorn doesn't mean they're a Capricorn. That's just the energy of the card. Yeah. Is it hilarious? Kaz said it's really funny on Instagram. We're going to have to watch it. All the girls, we're going to have to watch it. When I come back next week, I want full reports. We're all going to have to do a review on it. Hey, we're going to review it. I said old. Angela said she watched it a while ago and it's old. Oh, well, I'm ready for it. I need a bit of that. Put on weight. I sort of don't care, but I do. There's a part of me that doesn't give a shit. So it's like, I don't care. You get what you get. And then there's the other part of me that's like, oh, I feel a bit uncomfortable. But anyway, I saw that and I thought that movie's perfect for me. I'm just fucking sick of dieting. Honestly, I've had enough of it. I've had enough of trying to create this body to please everybody else. Fucking sick and tired of it. And really, you know, who are we trying to look hot for? What's that all about? Is it really for you? Is it, or is it for the male gaze? Are you punishing yourself for the male gaze? I do like exercising, don't get me wrong. I do like it, but I just don't love being online, it's just fucking relentless, don't you think, everyone? It's just relentless, this self-policing of how we look all the time. It's just relentless. Had enough of it. Yeah, it makes me, that's exactly what happened to me, Stephen. I went on a diet and then I got fatter. Exactly the same. Anyway. Yes, Crystal. Okay, I'm people are leaving because I'm doing too much talking about shit. Crystal, let's talk to you. All right. So she'd like, I would really appreciate a card on most recent relationship that ended. I'm sorry. I can't seem to move forward energetically. Any guidance and clarity on this? I still feel confused about several things. Thank you. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say for Crystal. Crystal, you've got to move forward. This is about a new chapter. This is about taking that leap of faith and trusting that things are going in the direction that they're meant to go in. This is the card of the eternal backpacker. This is about you trusting your instincts, trusting your inner eye. You are the oracle of your experience, but this card represents starting a brand new chapter. My feeling is there won't be a new beginning with this relationship. This is a new beginning for you. This is a new beginning. And it's my message to you tonight is to start anew and start thinking about what you would like to achieve. What are your goals? What do you want for yourself? If you watch the beginning of this reading tonight, Crystal, it was probably very relevant for you, which is I would go back and listen to the energy report and start focusing on your future, about what you want. And yeah, we can see he's known as Dionysus in the mythology, is known as the drunken stupor. He's about you having a good time, throwing caution to the wind, smashing the alarm clock, just going out and having fun, exploring life and not taking life too seriously. Dionysus used to be the patron for Pompeii in Italy, in Roman ancient Rome. And all the Italians, the Romans, would go to Pompeii it was like Ibiza, like Bali. They'd go there to have a party and relax, and they'd all get really drunk, and they'd be having orgies, all the things, and there'd be penises all over the walls of Pompeii. They represented fertility, but he's about letting go. He's about just being free and letting go of your worldly problems, just going out having fun. It's your time, Crystal. Just go and have a good time. I know it's difficult to feel into that Dionysus energy when you're hurt, but Spirit wants you to start this new chapter. And yeah, so this is about perhaps throwing yourself into, like, maybe doing some new study, or go and enroll in that course, or go and do something that you've been looking at doing. This is your nudge to go and do it, to go and have a go and try some new things, try on some new courses. Sometimes I call this the card of niching. When you're sort of finding yourself, finding what fits, finding who you are. You've got to sort of invest your time, your money, energy, resources into exploring life and exploring you and discovering what genes fit. Some genes fit and some genes feel like shit. They're just not comfortable. And yeah, so this card is about going out there and potentially developing a new skill, focusing on what you're interested in, focusing on your hobbies and what you're interested in, and let that be beginnings of the beginning for you. Go and play, in other words. Go and explore and go and play. Okay, so let's see. T, hello. Hi, nice to see you here. And yes, I'd love to do a reading for you. And then I'll do a reading for Alex McLeod on Instagram. I'll read for you next. And then I'll read I'll read for T. Tiarunga. Nice to meet you. So glad you're here. And yeah, I'd love to read for you. Let's see what the cards have to say. So I'll just put the link in here. We've got this incredible offer at the moment. Dr. Lisa Yvette has what is called Pet Tarot, and it's a course to help you learn how to communicate with your animals using tarot. And also I've put together my intro to tarot practitioner training. I'm not explaining it very well, am I? I'm doing a useless sell on it. Let me just assure you it's really good. Many people that do my tarot course love Pet Tarot as well, and didn't know which one to do. And so Lisa, I spoke to Lisa and I said, listen, I think we need to have a package where people can buy both, an introduction to both. And if they want to take it to the next level and they prefer Pet Tarot, then they can go and do that. If they want to take it to the next level and prefer tarot therapy, then they can go and do that. But this is a combined introduction package, introduction to practitioner training, tarot practitioner training, and introduction to Pet Tarot practitioner training. So it's combined there. It's yours. It's a lifetime membership. You get all the trainings forever, all the upgrades that go along with it. There's videos, there's PDFs. You can binge it. It's not drip fed. You can get all the content now. You can choose whichever one you want to start on. And yeah, it's a really great value package that's there for you. Okay, so let's read now for Tiranga. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, please. Okay, this card, whoops, and this card. Oh, this suggests there's some kind of movement, whether it be a house move or maybe you're moving business, or there's movement. There's movement from one location to another. You're being called to wish upon a star, to open your mind and to wish. And it's sometimes we call this the wish card because we finally come home to our true nature. In the story, this is the story of Pandora, and yet she has lost everything. Everything has fallen away. And well, in this card, it represents everything having fallen away. The tower has fallen. So anything that has kept you imprisoned, that has prevented you from being your true nature, is either falling away now or has fallen away. And this now the naked truth, the card of the naked truth, and you knowing your cosmic design, you knowing what you came here to do in this lifetime, or you knowing, feeling more connected to yourself than you ever have. And there's this guiding light that resides within you. There's this light that you're in touch with and you can feel it. And whilst you don't know exactly how the future is going to turn out, you know that everything's going to be okay because this light inside of you is guiding you. You feel it strongly. There's a strong intuition there. So we think of this card as this is our cosmic connection to all that is. There's a deep level of trust and faith in God, or whatever, however you call that, source, God, goddess, the higher self. There's a deep trust. There's a deep trust there now. And yeah, this card really is about you. This is the card of, you can see the water in there, the reflection. This is the card of remembering who you are, your true nature, where you came from. We're reminded through this card that we are children of the universe, not just of the earth, children of the universe. And there's far more to come. And so, yes, this is really about movement. It's about travel. It's about movement, moving from one location to another. It could be moving house. It could be moving country. It could be moving state. This is movement from one location to another. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to pretend to know what that is, but there's movement there. And you need to trust the inclinations, trust the feelings, trust yourself. You've outgrown your current situation, or the situation has been outgrown, and you were trapped in this tower, this psychological prison that wasn't you, that wasn't your true nature. All masks are off now. This is the naked truth. All masks are off. Not that there's anything wrong with masks. We all wear a mask to interface with reality, but this is you individuating, you being, oh, you've recently moved to the rainforest. Well, this is confirmation. This is confirmation. I wonder if there's more movement happening, hey? Or if it is that you have found your home, that you found your place, and to trust that, even though you don't know how things are going to turn out. So that's your message. I wish I could have given you more. Maybe that's just confirmation that you've done the right thing. Okay? That move was right action. Okay, so Alex said, any chance I could get a reading about the next couple of months? Okay, I'll give it a go. How are we going for time? I need to go to the dentist. I've been avoiding it. Who hates the dentist? Me. Fucking hate the dentist. Broke my tooth. I need to go. Don't want to go. Don't like it. Hate going. Hate having the scaling thing on my teeth. Fucking hate it. Swearing a lot tonight. I really do. Can't stand it. It just gives me... I have to have my whole mouth numbed. I make numb the whole lot. I was actually thinking what I might do is just say, can you just completely knock me out? I'll pay for it. I don't care if it costs me a couple of grand. Knock me out. Just completely knock me out and do what you need, do what you need to do. The whole lot, all in one go. So I don't have to go back for another year. Just fucking do it. Knock me out. Legit. Just knock me out. I'm going to ask him if he can do it. Just put me to sleep. And then I'll just wake up and it's all done. That would be nice. And he's only up the road, so I could just walk home or just get an Uber. Get an Uber home. Yeah. Anyway. Yes, I'm definitely up for Alex to definitely do it. I'm up for it. Am I reading for you, Alex? I think I am. Okay. Oh, totally, Carlita. It's just the worst. Dentist. Nobody loves dentist. Can't stand it. Yeah. All right. Oh, look, Alex, this tells me that you've got to take a risk, hey? You cannot continue doing what you've always done. I feel that with this card, that sometimes when this card comes up, there has been some loss or there's been some difficulties where things didn't work out, or maybe investments, whatever you invested in just didn't really come into fruition. And you're being invited to start again, to take a risk. Sometimes I say to people with this card, to risk nothing is to have nothing. And so these next few months, the nudge is to take some risks. It's time to do things differently. It's time to start something new, or move location, or move jobs, or do something different. It's time to change things up. And don't be afraid. All the fears that you have around that are just made up. It's a fiction of the mind. It is a fiction of your mind. Don't be afraid to make the changes. Focus on what you want. Focus on what you want and make the changes. Take aligned action to produce that. Let yourself have that, because you can have it. You will have it. In fact, this card does suggest that it's just this lack of belief is just a fiction. It's a story made up in your mind. It's limiting what's possible for you. Risk nothing is to have nothing. If you stay doing what you've always done, you're at risk of losing. So you may as well just take the risk. Now, I talk about this all the time about reading cards, doing predictive tarot. If you understand the story of the Pentacles in the Mythic Tarot and you understand the myth, then you know that what's going to come next is an offer. You get an offer. Somebody gives you a helping hand. Somebody offers you something. There's an offering. You get offered something. So if you don't take this risk, that offer isn't going to come in. Okay, that's your message. All right. Viv, let's read for Viv. So Viv asks, hi, me and my ex separated after being together for 20 years. Oh, I'm so sorry. We've 2 kids together and I miss him. Will we work through this and reunite? Okay, let's see what the cards have to say about that. Yeah, interesting. Well, do you know, I just want to, anybody who's on here that's asking about relationship tonight, I perhaps, and I feel this is for you, perhaps let me pick some cards first, but I was going to say, I hope you were here at the beginning of the energy report, because it was probably highly likely a message for you. It would have been very relevant for you. But let's pick some cards for you. Oh, okay. So look, you're being called to be optimistic about the future. This is about moving forward. And that future that you saw outside of yourself, you're being called to bring that into the present moment and take aligned action on that. This tells me that sad times will pass, the difficulties will pass, and the sun will rise again, and you will start to feel much more creative and connected to who you are. I'm so sorry this has happened. This does tell me that you're being asked to stay optimistic about your future. This tells me that this is a karmic relationship, and that this was meant to happen, and there was work to be, there was some kind of clearing, or there was a reason. Obviously, you've had children, right? You've had 2 kids. It was meant to happen at least, just, at least for the children, to have the children. But this tells me that it does suggest cutting ties to the past. It does suggest that making peace with it, making peace with what once was and what can no longer be, because there's a new chapter coming up for you. There's a new beginning, and there's some self-realizations on the way where you're going to find more of yourself again and be more in touch with you, which then will give you the confidence to move forward with this new beginning. Spirit wants you to not worry, that you're taken care of. We might even think of this as the card of the Archangel Michael of the Mystic Tarot, where you're being guided and you're being protected. Apollo was a protector, and he was also an oracle for your future. And he's a protector, and he's serving to take care of you and look after you and this next leg of your journey. I feel this is coming to an end, Viv. And this card really is about you healing, finding time to work on your own, to reconcile this for yourself, to find that reconciliation for yourself. And yeah, we know that there's a new chapter. There is a new chapter coming, but this is about facing the past for what it is and for what happened, and looking at your part in what has contributed to the breakdown of I'm not suggesting it's anybody's fault, but just looking at what contributed to the breakdown, and looking and learning, trying to make, processing it, making sense of it, to finally make peace with it, to cut ties to that karma and to make peace with yourself so that you can start again, so you can be ready to start again. That is your message. All right, everyone. Well, I'm actually going to put I'm sorry, Jody. I'm gonna put closure on this. I'll be back next week. Okay, keep your question for next week. I'll be back next week. I'm sending everybody so much love. I've got to go because I've got my kids and I've got to get ready for school and stuff. So, thanks, James. I haven't seen you for a while. You haven't spoken to me for a long time. You've been hiding from me, James. Good to see you. It's lovely that you were here tonight. And it's great to see everybody else on Facebook. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. I'll be back next week. And please do have a look at that offer that Dr. Lisa and I have. If you've wanted to learn tarot, this is such a great offer. It really is. You're not going to get anything better than that in terms of value. It's such great value. And yeah, we would love to support you on your tarot journey. Who wouldn't want to have a vet as a mentor for your animal communication services? Doesn't get much better than that, hey? Having a vet. Qualified vet, one of the best in Perth as well. On top of that, she's amazing and holistic and incredible and all the things. She really is. She's amazing. So yeah, anyway, I better go. I'm sending you all so much love, everyone. Have a beautiful evening, and yes, look forward to next. We want love for the next tarot energy report, don't we? I do. I'm asking, please, Spirit, bring love, please. Please. Take care, everyone.